That's the name my sister pinned on me. Every family gathering, every holiday toast, it slipped from her lips like poison wrapped in sugar. At first, it was playful. You'll change your mind one day, Liz. Kids will feel different. You'll see. But as her life flourished and mine remained intentionally quiet, her words sharpened. You wouldn't understand. You don't have a maternal bone in your body. And everyone laughed, my mother included. I learned to smile, raise my glass, and let it slide. But each time she said heartless, something inside me shifted. Not pain, not jealousy, calculation. The last time I saw her, before everything unraveled, was at her baby shower. Pink ribbons, rattle-shaped cupcakes, balloons proclaiming it's a girl. I lingered by the punch bowl, invisible, while she basked in the glow of motherhood and, in her eyes, pity. "Don't you want to hold her, Liz?" she asked, pressing a framed ultrasound toward me like it was sacred. I shook my head. "I'm fine." She laughed then, loud, cruel. "She's fine, everyone. Always fine. The heartless spinster doesn't need anyone." Laughter rippled across the room. And that's when I decided she would never mock me again. The first hint came 2 months later. She called, crying. Daniel, her husband, had grown distant. Late nights, locked phone, silent texts. I told her to stay calm. That stress wasn't good for the baby. But I already knew. Daniel and I had a past. Before he was hers, he was nearly mine. We were engaged briefly, until she appeared at one of his work dinners, charming, and swept him away while I was wrapped up in promotion. 6 months later, they were married. So when she sobbed me, part of me wanted to say, "Now you know how it feels." But I didn't. I listened. I comforted. And I said I'd look into it. I didn't have to dig far. Daniel had been careful, but not careful enough. A new bank account, hotel receipts, a name that kept popping up, Mara. I met Mara 3 days later. Young, ambitious. The type my sister once was. Over coffee, I told her I was Daniel's sister-in-law. I told her my sister was expecting. I watched her face crumble. She had no idea. By the time we parted, she had everything she needed to ruin him. I didn't lie. I just let the truth breathe. But my sister, loyal to a fault, forgave him when the affair surfaced. The stress of the baby drove him away, she said. I almost revealed myself. Almost. But by then, phase 2 was already in motion. Daniel's company was going public. I held quiet shares, enough to pull strings, whisper to the right ears. When the board learned of his misconduct, they removed him quietly. No headlines, just silence. He was broke by the time the baby was born. And my sister, still clueless that I had sparked it all. That brings us to the second baby shower, a year later, at her house. She had recovered. New car, new job, renewed smugness. I had waited patiently. Too patiently. She stood, daughter on her hip, and addressed the family, the people who stand by us, even while being too independent to have children of their own. Laughter again. Always laughter. I stood, glass in hand, calm, steady. To family and to secrets, the kind that bind us or break us. I said. Silence fell. I looked directly at Daniel. By the way, Sarah, I said, you should know that when you were 6 months pregnant, your husband was still seeing Mara at the Fairmont, room 308. Her face drained. Daniel tried to speak, but no sound came. I didn't stop. And the reason he lost his job? Not bad luck. That was me. Everyone understood immediately. The clock seemed to tick louder. A friend gasped. She whispered, "Why? Why would you do this?" I smiled. Because you call me heartless. I set down my glass, kissed my niece on the forehead, and walked out. It's been 2 years. Sarah moved back in with our mother. Daniel disappeared to another state. Sometimes I wonder if I went too far. But then I hear her voice, that laughter, the word spinster echoing. I built my life on control. She built hers on cruelty. In the end, I only gave her back what she had taught me.